So I really don't know how long I'm going to need to take off focusing or, doing deadlifts and squats. Even after doing today's workout where I really didn't have much glute engagement at all, I still got pretty sore in my right glute from moving things around and everything, which is not a great sign. So this is gonna take some time to really kind of adjust to and hopefully heal, but hopefully it's sooner rather than later, because I would like to stay on the track that I'm on, just because I've been on a really good clip lately. The past few months have been extremely productive for me. I've gained a lot of strength. I've accomplished a lot in terms of my lifting and my strength goals, and I want to be able to keep progressing that this year. So hopefully doesn't take too long. Outside of that, though, today I decided to focus on my back and my triceps. So I did a mixture of different exercises for them. Started off with some straight arm pull downs. It's kind of a good upper back exercise. It took a while to find a good weight that really kind of helped engage a lot of the muscle, and tired me out too. So I ended up doing 55 pounds for 8 as the last set. I did a structure of 12, 10, 8, 8 for the reps. And I was doing my best to avoid kind of rocking too much. But I did to kind of move back a little bit just to give it more room on my back to engage. I probably could have squatted down and created more space as well, but that's something. Did some tricep dips. I know I've been kind of musing about wanting to do chest dips for a while, but I figured, hey, I can at least do a tricep variation just on the bench. It's just something to get a little bit more tricep work out of it. I could probably get my hands a little bit closer together, but so far this is fine. You want to try to get as close to parallel as possible with these, maybe a little bit lower, just to engage as much of the tricep as possible. It felt good. I haven't done these in a very long time, so it is going to be a little rusty in the movement. But it's a nice little exercise just kind of do, even for fun. It's not very super taxing, and it does get a pretty good engagement of the triceps, so it feels pretty good to kind of just crank some of them out. And something that you can probably do daily to an extent, just you don't want to overdo it. I did, back when I was going to the gym, a commercial gym, I was doing these, with weights and everything. I think I got up to a 50-pound weighted tricep dip. The chest dips are a different story just because that's a different engagement. But this was, I was debating between doing barbell rows and T-bar rows. I hadn't done T-bar rows in a very long time, so I decided to put my setup together. I've got a little T-bar hinge that I put in my two vulcanized rubber plates. And then I use the rowing handle as a handle for the T-bar rows. I did these in a sets of 12, 10, 8, 8. And I was pretty good on the nose with the weight that I should have been approaching at 90 pounds. I focused a lot on getting good lat engagement and just trying to, pinch my shoulder blades together whenever I pulled the weight up, just to get a good full activation of the lats. And having a controlled motion on the way down. This does get a little bit of bicep engagement too, but not a whole lot. But I think it felt pretty good to have that included with it. Last set bumped up to 95 pounds, and so it's a little difficult. Not the hardest in the world, but definitely harder than the other 3 sets. Granted, that also could have just been general exhaustion from going through 3 sets of this exercise after not having done it for probably about a year, maybe more, and just kind of getting back used to it. This is doing landmine presses, so same setup, but this time going down on your knees and then doing a press from the shoulders. Not necessarily back, but a little bit of shoulder, chest exercise. Figured I'd throw in as well, just get a little bit of movement with it. This is one I've never been like a huge fan of, just because it's so awkward to pick up and do the reps and set down. It honestly one of those that I'd either want a machine to do it, to where I could like rack it halfway up or something, and like have like a spotter set, a spotter arm or something on it, or to have somebody else with me just to pick it up and get me started, and set it down. Just because in the past when I would do these, I always screw up my wrists, and it would just feel very uncomfortable getting the weight up or setting it down. At least now I was doing it on my rubber mats, on the floor, so I wasn't too nervous with like setting it down, trying to avoid chipping the concrete or whatnot. So I just put it down and move on. It's but it's a good exercise. It was one that even doing these at 70 pounds, I went from 45 to 55 to 70 for the last 2 sets. This definitely took quite a bit out of me. I was doing my best to try to avoid leaning forward too much when doing the reps to finish them. But I think it just came with my positioning at the start. So I could have been a little bit closer to the weight, to the bar, which would have gotten me to my fully extended position better. I wouldn't have had to lean as much to get that full extension. And again, that's just kind of from having not done these in a very long time. I don't know if I'm going to be doing these again next week, or like a lot of these exercises. It's just kind of something that I just wanted to do in the interim while my glutes recover. But it may come up again next week. It just depends on how long I'm going to be out for, with squatting and deadlifting. But I just want to be able to keep moving and doing something. So I'm going to, kind of scribble in a little bodybuilding routine for a little bit. Hopefully just for like a week or 2 at most, just to keep going. Finished off with the French presses. These went pretty well. I did 40 pounds for the first 2 sets and then 42.5 for the last 2. I just kind of focused on getting that proper extension. These did feel a lot easier. I think that's because I've been doing that supplementary tricep and bicep day on Sundays to really kind of help promote strength and growth in my arms. And it's a pretty good exercise. Like I said, just kind of focusing on trying to stay moving and doing something. I really don't want to get into a position to where I'm becoming sedentary, because that can make it kind of hard to get motivation to start working out again. So as long as I'm doing something and not like stopping, I'll be able to keep going on. It's just gonna be a process, getting back into the position of actually doing deadlifts and squats and everything again. I'm really hoping, I'm sound like a broken record, but I'm really hoping it doesn't take too long. But realistically, it could take a month, it could take 2 months to fully recover and rehab this. Maybe it's a lack of stretching, maybe it's just overexertion. I'm really not sure. I don't know. I still don't know what exactly caused me to feel that discomfort during the deadlift set, and to really kind of feel to the extent that I'm still dealing with it almost a week and a half later. It sucks, but hopefully I'll figure it out. It's soon, if not sooner rather than later. Just so I know what I can avoid or what I can incorporate to improve my workout and my body's recovery or preparation for it. This last set kind of cheated a little bit, not full extension right there. So you should catch that better next week. But oh my god, sorry, yawning. I just really need to get it figured out. Hopefully it comes to me. I might do some super light squats and deadlifts just to kind of look at my form and see what I'm trying to protect when doing the movement, because that might give me an idea of what exactly is hurt and how. But I don't know. Just a thought. I don't know if it's really kind of valid or not, but we'll see.